The Byzantine and Christian Museum of Athens was founded in 1914. It houses more than 25,000 exhibits with rare collections of pictures, sculptures, frescoes, pottery, fabrics, manuscripts, and copies of artifacts from the 3rd century AD to the late Middle Ages. It is one of the most important museums in the world for Byzantine art and Christian history. When we talk about the Byzantine Empire, we're really talking about the Eastern Roman Empire. After the fall of the Western Roman Empire, the East survived for nearly a millennium, with its capital in Constantinople, today's Istanbul. From very early on, the Byzantine Empire was not just Roman, it was Christian. Christianity first appeared in the Roman Empire in the 1st century as a small, often persecuted faith. For centuries, Christians were a minority, sometimes tolerated, sometimes brutally suppressed. The catacombs of Rome, secret house churches, and stories of martyrs remind us all of those early years. Not so different from today's Christianity in places like Iran and North Korea. Everything changed in the 4th century AD with Emperor Constantine the Great. In 313 AD, his Edict of Milan granted religious tolerance to Christians, and only a few years later he founded a brand new capital on the Bosphorus, Constantinople. Constantine's own conversion to Christianity was a turning point. From that moment, Christianity gained imperial support, resources, and prestige. And even though pagans still made up a large part of the population, the future of the empire was clear: it would become Christian. The next crucial step came with Emperor Theodosius I. In 380 AD, he declared Christianity, specifically Nicene Christianity, as the official state religion of the empire. Pagan temples were closed, sacrifices outlawed, and gradually the ancient gods faded into memory. Even the Parthenon on the Acropolis was converted into a Christian church. This marked the true birth of what we call the Byzantine Christian Empire, a state whose identity was inseparable from Christianity. From then on, the emperor was not just a ruler, he was seen as God's representative on earth, responsible for defending and promoting the Christian faith. Here in the museum, you see that Christianity in Byzantium was not just about laws or theology, it was about culture, art, and everyday life. Coptic Christianity of Egypt was also part of the Byzantine Empire. Unfortunately, today's Coptic Christians in Egypt are persecuted by the Muslim majority. Icons, those painted of Christ, the Virgin Mary, and the saints, become central to Byzantine spirituality. Believers saw them not just as art, but as windows to the divine. Mosaics covered church walls with golden light, creating an atmosphere meant to reflect heaven itself. The museum's collection of icons, from early centuries to the late empire, shows how styles evolved while the spiritual focus remained the same. In Byzantine society, Christianity shaped education, charity, and even politics. Monasteries became centers of learning through spiritual strength. Churches weren't only for worship, they were community centers, places of gathering, and symbols of imperial power. Every Byzantine citizen lived in a world where faith and daily life were intertwined. Prayer before work, feast days marked by processions, and even imperial ceremonies filled with Christian symbolism. Of course, the story of Byzantine Christianity is also a story of conflict. Over centuries, disagreements grew between the Eastern and Western churches about theology, authority, and traditions. In 1054, this tension exploded into what we call the Great Schism, the formal separation between the Eastern Orthodox Church and the Roman Catholic Church. The Byzantine Empire remained proudly Orthodox. Even as it faced invasions and challenges, its religious identity was non-negotiable. And yet, despite conflicts and eventually the fall of Constantinople in 1453, Byzantine Christianity left an immense legacy. Orthodox traditions, liturgy, and art spread to places like Russia, the Balkans, and beyond. Even today, when you walk into an Orthodox church in places like India, Israel, Russia, Germany, or anywhere in the world, you're stepping into a living continuation of the Byzantine world. The Byzantine and Christian Museum here in Athens captures that journey, from the earliest Christian symbols carved in stone to glittering icons of saints, to manuscripts and relics. Each object here whispers a piece of history, not just of an empire, but of a faith that has endured and stood the test of time.